This time of year, the madness is all about the moments.
Miracle shot for Kentucky. St. John's to the Sweet 16. The Boilermakers survive. March means drama.
Here in Indianapolis, before the Final Four takes center stage for their one shining moment, 20 seniors step into the spotlight.
Yes, sir. This guy's putting on a show now.
One final time. It's East versus West showdown for the ultimate bragging rights.
Nelson hammers it.
It's the Reese's College All-Star Game. And welcome to downtown Indianapolis, where for the 9th time, the Final Four held in this wonderful city. For the top teams, it's the top seniors showing out at Lucas Oil Stadium. Top seniors on college basketball's biggest stage. Welcome to the Reese's College All-Star Game, right here on CBS Sports Network, where the madness meets deliciousness. East versus West, the top seniors going at it. And welcome courtside alongside former Villanova coach Steve Lapis, Nova standout Chris Walker. I'm Chris Lewis. Ashley Nicole Moss will be with us as well. All right, so I know in this game that there are plenty of highlights, so there'll be sweet treats as well. But what else should we expect here today?
The sweet treats are important, there's no doubt, but these kids get an opportunity to play another game and to play without the system that they come from, to be able to show their thing, and I'm sure they're looking forward to doing their own thing tonight.
No question about it. Anytime you get chosen to be an all-star, it is an absolute honor. This will be their final college game, so to go out with a bang, I'm sure, with all the scouts here, that's what these young men want to do.
Well, I'm digging the rosters of both of these teams. We have some big school standouts among us, including Bruce Thornton.
Yeah, he's a big-time player. He's a powerful guard and also can shoot the three-point shot over 2,000 points. One of 2 Big Ten players, 2,500 and 500. And then you have Kadir Copeland from NC State. He led the ACC in assists. He also scores 13 points a game. This kid is a big-time player.
Well, Seawalk, it's not just the big names. There's some under-the-radar guys in this game that are looking forward to this moment.
Like Coach Matt Lapp, a little bit under the radar, you know. Isaiah Nelson, I'm sorry, a big-time player. Put on the trifecta, defensive player of the year, newcomer of the year, player of the year, led the league, American Conference in rebounding and well. And finally, 30-0 this year, but we finally got someone to talk about at Miami, Ohio, other than Wally Zerbiak, Peter Suter, tremendous season, average career high, 14.8, had 27 versus Tennessee in the NCAA tournament.
So it is a great opportunity, you mentioned, for both of these. And Seawalk, you highlighted the scouts also here in attendance, not just an opportunity to showcase yourself to these fans, but to potentially have the next level evaluate you as well, to be able to get your opportunity to play professional basketball. Now, that last duo that you saw standing by with our Ashley Nicole Moss.
Yeah, you guys mentioned I have 2 of your all-stars right here. Isaiah, I'm going to start with you. You led D1 in dunks, 83. You going to have any dunks in your back pocket for us tonight?
I don't know. Maybe. I'll pull out something.
All right, something special for the All-Star game. And right here, Peter, you led the NCAA tourney for, first of all, Miami had one heck of a year. Number 3 for most points ever scored by a player from Miami University. You have a big game in store for us today?
Yeah, I'm just going to go out there and play hard. I know it's an all-star game, but I'm going to give it my all.
All right, these guys are looking to play. They're looking to win. All right, Chris, back to you.
All right, well done, Ashley. Looking forward to it. We got some names. We have game. And yes, we have Reese's for pretty much everyone. East versus West. The Reese's College All-Star Game right here on CBS Sports Network.
The Reese's College All-Star Game on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Ready to go, Lucas Oil Stadium. Here is your Reese's Peanut Butter Cup starting lineups. And MJ Collins, Utah State standout on the east side. And on the west, Dominique Daniels Jr. You want to talk about a guy who can get his own bucket.
Yes.
His highlight tape of step backs, some of the nastiest stuff in college basketball this season. And Phil Martelli Jr. from VCU is the coach for the West. He had 28 wins this year, and believe it or not, 25 of those wins were called by Steve Lapis this season.
Yes.
Pretty much every VCU game, it felt like. And Flint Clayman. Yes, we have two coaches who won NCAA tournament games this year, both pulling upsets. Clayman leading High Point to their win over Wisconsin. And yes, of course, you have to have Cuppy in the house for the Reese's College All-Star Game. Do we need to put a quota on the amount of chocolate that you guys can eat on?
Well, we haven't gotten it yet. Usually it's, usually comes during the game a little bit.
Okay, I know it's going to be flowing, that's for sure. Nelson to take the tip and wins it for the East squad. The East wearing the yellow, the West wearing the orange. Of course, Reese's colors for the two teams here in Indianapolis. For the opening few moments of an All-Star game, if you're going to have maybe a little bit of defense, maybe it's in the first couple minutes you get a steal on the early going.
You would think the intensity is at its best right now at this moment on the defensive end. And there's Miami of Ohio's Pete Suter. What a year they had. I mean, it was just unbelievable. To go 31-0 is just an incredible accomplishment.
Yeah, it was a great accomplishment. Goes out of bounds there. I mean, they just had a tremendous season. Much talk about scheduling and all that. It does not matter, Lap. You go 31-0.
Yeah, you can play anybody.
You had a tremendous season.
Yeah, you play anybody and you go 31-0. You did something special.
Of course, Suter was the match player of the year. A balanced effort of 15 points, 5 boards a game. There's our first lob. Alley throwdown. Rafael Castro from GW.
And Rafael Castro was one of the best players in the Atlantic 10 for GW, and he was hurt a good part of the year in February, and that really hurt that GW team that had really good talent.
It did. Chris Caputo did a tremendous job. They had St. Louis beat, and could not finish him off. Show you what a great job Josh Schertz did. But you're right, Castro did get hurt. But I thought you weren't supposed to run plays in All-Star games. That was a dunk. that was a play.
That's more than a playground feel. Again, a drop off, and Godfrey throws it down.
And you're seeing Rafael Castro's skills. He can do a little bit of everything, including shoot the ball.
Yeah, just really long and athletic, dropping it down there, as you say.
And you know what, Walk? I didn't think he was. I saw him in Providence a lot, and I didn't think he could do what he's done at GW. I'll tell you that.
This goes to the portal. That's why it's so essential. You can find greener pastures, other places that allow you to develop your skills.
Yep. Talking about Rafael Castro, 64% from the floor in his 2 years at GW. As you mentioned, the previous stop was at Providence. Off balance attempt, no, but saved by the East All-Stars, looking for their first basket.
Lap, I would say 64% is pretty good, right? 64%.
Yes, I'd say it's pretty good.
A 3 wide.
I will tell you this, though. Our Eastern team hasn't been close yet.
Air ball.
I mean,
0 for 5 from the floor.
Just get ready. No,
he was going to try that.
Trying to go Tracy McGrady in an All-Star game.
That's pretty good. Tracy McGrady.
MJ Collins on the other end from Utah State draws the foul.
It was McGrady-less. Look right here, going straight up. Slap, that's running plays. You can't be running plays in All-Star games.
I guess, it was.
Action,
more than a pick
got
and roll
him in the
back screen. Yeah.
Back screen action.
That should be out. That shouldn't be a basket.
You got to take it away if you have a setup in an All-Star game.
You score in an All-Star game, it's no basket.
Well, MJ Collins scored plenty of baskets this year at Utah State for Coach Calhoun, who then moved on to Cincinnati. But MJ Collins, he was a Mountain West Tournament MVP, 17.5 points per game for a team that won 29 this year.
And that kid averaged 7 points a game at Vanderbilt,
Amazing.
Transfers to Utah State, and was just killed everybody.
My favorite nugget about MJ Collins is he has his own apparel website where he sells gear. He has an excellent logo as well. Dominique Daniels inside, who put up 23 a contest for Cal Baptist.
He gave Arkansas the business in the NCAA tournament. Oh, this guy right here. Trey Carroll can knock threes down. I saw him get some alma mater Villanova, and he almost brought him back by himself.
Second leading scorer in the Big East. He had a tremendous season.
First team all Big East, 18 per game. Weight room.
Too little.
And a hook shot. R.J. Godfrey from Clemson.
The man down there, you too little. You got to bring your hard hat, lunch belt, and everything else.
R.J. Godfrey.
He's got 4. Big body, 6'7", 240.
Carroll, wow.
Carroll inside.
Versatility.
Doesn't have just a three-point shot. He can go inside.
I didn't realize that he was this big. I know he was listed as, but he looks big.
It is something different to see these guys in person, shall I say. Oh, look at that little move.
Pass. Drop off and the layup, Zach Cleveland from Liberty.
Trey Carroll with the tremendous pass. He can put the ball on the floor a little bit.
He's made a jumper, he's made a layup, and he's also dropped a dime.
Castro wants three. Now, fellas, you mentioned these guys, whether they look bigger in person. I got to tell you, this is my first time calling a game from this kind of court location. Everybody looks a little bit bigger when you're right at floor level calling this. I love it.
That's a good point. They look a lot bigger to us sitting below the court. Yeah, that's true.
You know, I had a chance. I worked at Vanderbilt. There were some similarities. We sat on the sidelines.
Another one.
There's another lob again.
Carving out space. Castro again. He's made an impact from Dover, New Jersey. 6'11" standout.
And Qadir Copeland showing why he led the ACC in assists.
Like to be the guy to go to the All-Star game to play make. All right, that's what everybody wants to do when they get on this stage is pass. But instead, inside, the size of the West. Getting off to a good start, a counter punch from the East. Trey Carroll drops it off. You're watching the Reese's College All-Star Game right here on CBS Sports Network. Love the folks here in Indianapolis showing out. Great crowd for the Reese's College All-Star Game. Some of the top senior talent in Division I. See the East All-Stars, Javon Bennett. I know you guys both covering the A-10, saw a lot of Bennett. And then Mike Charles, who had a solid season for South Carolina this past year. Corey Camper Jr. was first-team All-Mountain West for Coach Steve Alford. He was a dynamic scorer. And then finally, we've already seen the likes of R.J. Godfrey getting involved, the big from Clemson. Always love an opportunity like this for the guys to show a little bit of what they couldn't show in their systems in college.
And with their coach sitting there telling them they don't do that.
All-Star game, you have the freedom. You have 4 3-point attempts all year. How about you launch a couple here in Indy? Why not?
Chris, I'm mad at you. You don't have any chocolate, man. That's all I want to talk about.
I got my Reese's right here.
I have
next to me. My peanut butter cup.
Oh, wow.
Good shot, Corey Stevens.
From FIU, all second-team Conference USA. East has made 4 of their last 5 from the floor. All 10 of the points from the West have come in the paint. So instead of three-pointer by Corey Camper Jr. right on cue, he can shoot it.
So all of a sudden, now we get 2 outside the paint.
Got to guard him.
That's Bennett, and that's a bullseye.
From Dayton, really, really good player.
His hometown, Orlando.
Yeah, he made shots. They were very tough to deal with. I nicknamed him Mighty Mouse. That's his name I gave him. Map, you know a little bit about that cartoon, right, man?
Yeah, I do, man. Going back my way. I'm surprised that you knew about that.
Wow, what a spin on the baseline. Sam Alexis, a standout from Indiana.
He's got some size on him.
He's a big and strong kid.
In fact, was on that championship team in Florida last season. Great drop-off inside, and Jalen Washington pays it off. He's an Indiana guy from Gary, Indiana.
Great finish.
Spin cycle right there. Just taking him down. A little hook action there.
I mean, this kid was a North Carolina Defensive Player of the Year last year, 24-25.
He could have used him.
He could have used him.
Licks the wrist on the free throw. Gary, Westside Leadership Academy. Gary, Indiana. And you mentioned the final stop at Vanderbilt. Ball fake inside and a whistle and a foul. Chase Harris will head to the free throw line with a smile. Chance to tie it at the line. Jaw drop of just the fact that we had a whistle.
Yeah.
I mean, Lapp had a good conversation with the referee before the game.
I have a feeling I know how that conversation went.
He pulled rank and went over and got him before I got him.
There's too many whistles here this afternoon. We have to deal with the wrath of the Villanova lap.
And no challenges.
No challenges.
Harris at the line. Sun Belt Player of the Year from South Alabama. What a story.
Oh, my
Chase
God, what a
Harris.
story is right.
Look at these guys. They're pressing full court, face guarding.
The scouts are here, man. They're trying to show they can play hard. I don't blame them.
That's at Harris, junior college to 2 different NAIA stops to finally getting a season in Division I and being a conference player of the year. Just incredible. Now 7 for their last 8 from the floor. Are the East All-Stars.
Jalen Washington's finishing up around the basket, that's for sure.
Savvy, just savvy and knows how to use angles.
Not a big scorer either, only averaged 9 points a game.
All-Star game. All-Star game. Now he's got to show it.
He's got 5 in this one.
He's not playing for Coach Byington. Don't say anything, left.
3-on-3, open court style. Bennett leaves. Stevenson glides. Reverse layup, no. Nick Townsend from Yale. Ivy League inside, no.
I'll tell you, that kid had one heck of a career at Yale. I mean, somebody had a game of his.
Yeah, Stevenson, who tried to go for the highlight, lost the ball all the way up.
I think Clark Kellogg or somebody said about Nick Townsend.
Oh, coasting through Elijah Jones, Florida State's own.
I think Clark Kellogg said about Nick Townsend, he's a football player playing basketball.
Get out of his way, that's for sure.
Got that body, 6'7", 240.
He had a great year at Yale. Just tough to see them lose the way they lost to Penn in the Ivy League championship.
That was brutal.
One of the craziest games of championship week. How about the spin? And Sam Alexis pays it off.
Well, you know, we say it all the time. You got to foul. You're up 3 inside 5 seconds. You got to foul.
You got to foul. You got to play the percentages.
The kid made a huge
heck of a shot, though.
That kid, I forget his name, was on fire.
He had 40.
40, yes. You got to foul.
That alone is a reason to guard him. Yeah. He's not missing that.
If he gets it off, there's a good chance it's going in.
Yeah, that was.
I saw Fran McCaffrey at the airport and said they have the same situation with a kid they were trying to foul, and their guy fell down and he missed.
Oh, no.
See that? Got to have some luck.
They were going to foul, and he fell down.
Got to have some luck.
Yeah, that's the thing. You guys both coach.
Oh, look at this.
Level.
Look at this.
You guys are both in the foul camp. You got to foul late in these close games.
You can't foul him because he can play through contact. Nick Townsend.
The Ivy League Player of the Year. On the other end, wide open 3. Corey Stevenson light it up.
And Corey's making up for that dunk he didn't get. Knocked down a triple. It's a good way to do it. Get everybody off your back.
Leads all scorers with 10. First player from FIU to ever play in the Reese's College All-Star game. Townsend using that body. You mentioned it. He's like a football player playing basketball. Nick Townsend.
Listen, while we're here, to get a little fanfare. Look at this, flying through the air. Mr. Jones taking flight. Sped Psycho. Look at this right here. Nice little two-handed, easy one by Sam Alexis. And the bench likes it. Chris, give me some chocolate.
Seawalk, you ask, you shall receive.
I appreciate it.
There you go, making sure you're taken care of here in Indy. Tomorrow, 1:30 Eastern, CBS Sports Network brings you the tournament news and notes. March Madness 360 crew. Get you set for the Final Four right here in Indianapolis. All right, so Illinois, the lowest seed, or the worst seed in there, the 3, made their run. And they showed their versatility and their skill. To me, just watching, I'm not the expert that you guys are, but they are one skilled team.
No, they're a very skilled team. The other thing is they play a very slow tempo. So if they're able to control the tempo of the game, 3 of the games in the NCAA tournament of their 4 games, they've held teams to 59 or less. So this team is a very good defensive team. They control tempo, and it's very hard to score in the paint against them.
It's very hard to score the paint. They're also very big. They shoot a lot of threes. A lot of they do play a deliberate style. But the other 2 things they don't do is they don't turn the ball over and they don't foul. A very well-coached team. They stay within themselves. That's why they're so hard to beat.
And you know what? The way to control tempo is to not turn the ball over.
That's
right. If you don't turn the ball over, you can play any speed that you want to play at. And it's always easier to slow a game down than speed it up. But they're playing a team in Connecticut that also can play deliberate half-court style. So that should be a heck of a game.
Brad Underwood, 3rd oldest coach, making a Final Four debut. Mention how well coached that bunch is. Fadeaway jumper out of the timeout. Isaiah Nelson off the front of the rim.
Yeah, all these teams are very well coached. That's, you know, that kind of goes with the territory.
Yeah. One of the things that you brought up with Illinois, and you could say really the same thing about Arizona and Michigan, their size.
Yeah.
And after, an era of basketball at all levels where small ball was in vogue, I've heard the term positional size more this month than I think I've ever heard.
Well, put it this way, the 4 dominant teams in the tournament, in the season, were Florida, Duke, Arizona, and Michigan, and those 4 teams are huge, all 4 of them.
Listen, we were at dinner one night. I shook Braden Burry's hands, and I was like, oh, my God. I did not realize how tall he was.
Yes.
So, again, you see him out there playing point guard. You're like, hey, he's guarding guys. He's 6'5", 6'6", doing the things that he does.
But you know what you're seeing now? You're seeing, like, the old-time 4 and 5, like Krivas and Koa Pete. That's the old-time 4 or 5, because Koa Pete, he might be able to make a 3, but he's not a 3-point shooter.
No, not 3-point shooter. No.
You know what I mean? So these big teams, they're back to the old days in a lot of ways.
Dominic Daniels Jr. with a no-look corner three-pointer. All right, he might not fit your positional size at 5'10", but he could get a bucket.
Listen, I thought Arkansas was in trouble. I'm telling you right now, he was giving A-Cup the business.
Corner 3, that one won't go. But, you talk about Michigan when a guy as big as Yaxel can play the 3 in their starting lineup.
And think about them. Morris Johnson, good pass inside. Rafael Castro. But when you think about Michigan, they're playing 2 guys at the 4 and 5. Then Morris Johnson's made 12 threes all year. Adai Mara's made 2. So they don't have a 4 or 5 that can shoot.
He's capable, yeah. No, they're a tough team, and again, Illinois, you're talking, just to get back to them, everyone they put on the floor can make a shot.
Yep.
That's a very tough team. When they all can make threes, they spread you out. And that's why Houston had a tough time with them, because Houston does that 2-on-1.
Yeah.
And when they move the ball around and you don't turn it over, you can really hurt people.
Oh, he muscled it through the contest. Incredible. Castro got it past Nelson.
Isaiah usually got 80. He got 83 dunks. That was back at you. Isaiah yelling and screaming says, "Get him back for me."
Trey Carroll gliding through the air.
Play some defense here, you end up on the poster.
Off a screen, the wing 3. Nadir Copeland.
He's a good passer.
He really is. Good feel.
Straight away, Daniels Jr. off rip. I like the guys who come into the All-Star game with the mindset to set up others, and that's Copeland.
Good footwork there.
Copeland's trying to be the MVP, I'm telling you.
A lot of footwork on that one.
He came in with a mission.
That was a great post move.
It's a competitive score. 32-31, a 1-point game, 8:35 to go here in this first half.
Daniels reminds me a little Isaiah Thomas Jr.
Oh, that's a good call.
Yeah.
All the shake in his game. And he's smooth like the peanut butter inside of Reese's.
Good, Chris. I like that.
That was pretty good.
We got the Cal Baptist guy putting up buckets. The WAC player of the year. He was 5th in the nation in scoring.
Talking about throwback. Small guys, lap or a throwback. That's the thing now. That's the strongest throwback.
Yep.
These little guards.
As long as they can shoot.
As long as they can shoot. You like those guys that can shoot, right, Lap?
I do.
I don't think anybody likes the shooters more than you see, Walt.
Gotta make baskets. No,
I'm an attempts guy.
Nobody shot him as much as
Oh, my God. Got it from Nelson.
Well, we got some dunking going on here. Rafael Castro with the hard finish there. Trey Carroll in transition.
One of the moments to remember in March this year, that 12C high point. About that shot. That was maybe one of the shining moments in all the tournaments. They knocked off the 5 seed. Chase Johnson, 14 points. He had 4 threes. That incredible shot. And Flint Clayman's team pulled that 83-82 upset, and he's with us now coaching the East Side. First of all, again, congratulations on that upset. That was, from my couch, I was leaping up and screaming out loud. But I want to get to this game for a second.
Yep.
You're out here coaching these guys who have had a lot of experiences at their own stuff. But what's it like watching the talent kind of blend together?
Oh, it's
one
awesome.
night?
It's awesome. These guys are great. I mean, they're just having fun. Great players. They kind of just roll the balls out, and they're going to be able to do a lot. So it's fun guys to be around.
Coach, at CBS, at the bullpen in New York, we love that passion you came with. And you know what you said, we play somebody now. Everybody loved that. Talk about what that feeling was like when you got that win.
Oh, this is a surreal feeling. I mean, people got to remember this is my first year as head coach, so like I haven't done this before. So to get here and win that game was huge. And then really what I just wanted was our guys to get the respect, that they deserve. They had a great season. We came to the NCAA tournament, winning 15 games in a row, and we had a confident group. And I was really happy for them. They solidified themselves as a great team.
Coach, I know Alan Hussey was there the year before. Y'all had a great year. You took over. You lost 4 of your top guys. You were a new coach. How did you rebuild it so fast?
I mean, honestly, Coach Huss laid the foundation on, how we run our program day to day. We had a great plan, and, I would be dumb to try to change too much. And then, we just had to go out and get some new talent. We brought back a couple key pieces, but the majority of our pieces from our run in 24-25 to the tournament were gone. And, we just did a good job. A lot of good kids want to play at High Point now, and, they came out and showed out.
Just saw an incredible jump, by the way. Quadir Copeland going between the legs, finishing that one in style. You got a good look at that angle. What'd you think of that move?
Man, these kids out here, they're so talented. They're going to play basketball for a long time, and they're all great kids, too. When you talk to them, they know the game inside and out. They love the game. They're serious about it, so it's really high-level guys right here.
Coach, you were one of the only teams in the tournament that was a quote-unquote mid-major to beat one of the big boys. That seems to be a trend now. What do you think's going on?
You're just saying there was a few less this year?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I think it goes year to year. I mean, obviously there's the point of, some players are going to move up levels when they're really good, and that's true. But generally speaking, the higher seeds are going to win. That's what we're talking about. But I still believe in March Magic, and this year wasn't the year for, somebody to make a run to the 16 or the 8 or the Final Four, but it'll happen again.
R.J. Godfrey at the free throw line, chatting with Flynn Clayman, the head coach of High Point. You mentioned your first year leading the way. What was special this year about being in that lead chair?
Oh, I mean, the best part about it is just you get to lead these kids how you want to and help them change their life. Like guys coming in with goals, personal goals, and, they come together as a team. They sacrifice for each other, and you get to do it your way, which is really fun. Being an assistant was great, but getting to lead these young men and impact their lives as the leader of their program that they really look up to is just unbelievable experience.
Coach, I'm going to be honest. I was watching TV one day, and I saw this infomercial on High Point, and I'm like, they give everything at High Point for free. The meals, the food, everything is good. Was I watching AI? Was that real?
Well, High Point University is special, man. We were voted the best run university in the country. Princeton Review 2 years in a row. We've got great academic programs. As you saw, we flew out 400 of our students on the charter flights to games out in Portland, clear across the country. Our students just have a great experience from their education to their lifestyle on campus. It's unmatched, and it's just an unbelievable place to be a student and to work.
Pass from Cleveland, tipped out of bounds. East keeps it down 3. Last one, Coach. I know your wife, Katie, she's assistant on the women's basketball staff over there. So you guys get a chance to learn a little bit from the women's game to perhaps implement some of the things to your squad. How's that dynamic work?
Oh, I mean, she teaches me a lot. I joked about it. She made March Madness before I did. She made March Madness in 2023, and I had to wear her gear for 2 years, and that was kind of strange having to wear your wife's gear for March Madness, but I got a few things now. So.
Even the score a little bit as Camper throws it down. Flynn Clayman, appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thanks Coach. Thank you.
There you go. And again, what a moment for High Point to knock off Wisconsin in really highlight fashion. And that three-pointer from the logo just pulled up the audacity to even take that shot.
The dunk by Quadir Copeland a while back.
I haven't seen NBA players do that.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Go through the legs like that in a game.
In traffic.
Yeah, it's like unbelievable.
We're getting some moves from the talent.
And then we had a great conversation with Flynn Clayman. Lap, this. You were at Manhattan. You had to, again, get your coaching legs. Then you get to Villanova, have a great career. It's tough for young coaches.
Yeah.
And he's done a good job of really just elevating his program for sure.
What is more difficult about a young coach now in today's era versus maybe 20 years ago?
I think it was harder. Well, let me say this. You have to win faster now. But you have the wherewithal to have a brand. We've seen something that we never saw before in those days. A brand new team in the Final Four. That was impossible. Right. You had to build to do that. You couldn't do that in 1 year like Dusty May did. Now you can do it in 1 year. And so what's that? There's a lot of athletic directors out there that are spoiled. They see that and they say, well, why can't we do that? We have great NIL. Why can't we do that? So I think it's put a lot of pressure on coaches nowadays. I think it's way different. Not that we didn't have pressure, but it was kind of understood. You have 5 years to build a program.
Right.
You know, it's kind of now, if you're not good in year 3, that's it. You're gone.
Great pass in the lane, an excellent drop-off feed as the West squad starting to gain a little separation, up 9. It's 8 points for Townsend, the product from Yale. Two-man game inside, the flick up towards the rim. Washington is fouled. And the Vanderbilt kid will head to the line.
It's a little pick and roll action right here, dropping a dime. Jalen Washington can't finish it. Just flicked it up there like you said, Chris, and just the English wasn't kind.
Talk about an athletic profile that scouts at the next level drool at 6'10" with a 7'4" wingspan. It's been 3 years, as you mentioned, Lap, at North Carolina. Was a defensive standout there on that team. And then with that culture at Vanderbilt, what Mark Byington's doing, a 27-win season at Vanderbilt.
What a job he's doing.
Yeah, I worked at Vanderbilt. It was hard to get players in there. Again, I'm sure they've relaxed the standards a little bit, but even if they have, they don't let everybody in. That's still a tough job.
Yeah, I think that's a tough job. I mean, I don't think it's as tough as it was.
Right.
Because, like I said, I think they had relaxed things a little bit, but still hard.
Yeah, still hard. And he had a lot of transfers, too. So, again, you know, trying to fuse that team together and have some synergy is not easy.
MJ Collins drawing the contact with some of the best senior talent in Division I, all coming together here at the Final Four. Cuppy as well in Indy. West All-Stars leading the East All-Stars, competitive, though, through this first half, and we've seen some great plays. Reese's Basketball House located right here at Lucas Oil Stadium, providing games, prizes, fun activities all week here at the Final Four. And our Ashley Nicole Moss with a special guest.
Thanks, guys. Yes, I am here with Vinny Rinaldi, Vice President, Consumer Connections of the Hershey Company. First of all, Reese's and the Hershey Company in general has been such a huge part of this time in the sports calendar. Why is that so important to this company?
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of opportunities where fans, culture, and everything come together in one big place like this. And Reese's has been a partner since 2009. And every single year we find different ways to engage and feel really authentic to the scale that this event brings to us.
I think something that also sticks out is just Reese's emphasis on community. What do you have in store to continue to enlighten and uplift the community?
Yeah, absolutely. So we just had a great event yesterday where all these college seniors that were out here came out with our Reese's team, with our Walmart team, and they actually brought Operation Homestead to life, which was bringing 15 different families into a shopping spree at Walmart, and it's just showing how we can bring so many people together in a community.
Well, look, you can't talk March Madness without talking brackets, okay? And Reese's has every bracket buzz for a Reese's. Walk us through that a little bit. It's making the bracket busting a little bit sweeter, if you will, because we all know the pain of that.
I mean, look, the reality is there's never been a perfect bracket, ever. So that was kind of what we ran with. And look, and there's so many emotions that go up and down throughout the entire tournament. Why not have a Reese's if you lose? It brings everyone together.
Making losing a little bit sweeter. Vinny, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Indeed, not just sweet treats, but work in the community as well. We appreciate it. Thanks so much. At this point, Seawalk wound up on the Reese's. I know he got at least two in front of him right now.
No. These aren't open, by the way.
Unopened. We got the
what about what's in front of you? You got the big ones.
Yeah, the half-pound cups.
Pass those down, by the way.
Which are insane. MJ Collins Jr. at the line.
I've looked for those at the store. They don't make those at the store.
No,
I gotta holler at him and be like, those things are. People would buy those.
And it's you notice it's open. It's open.
I could crack it open.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's cracked open. I just wanted to see how. Like, look at this. Look how monstrous this is.
That's one big cup.
That's a big cup.
And right, that's for you.
Yeah, we'll put it right in between Lap. You know, I don't want to spoil Lap's steak dinner that he's buying me, so let's put it right there.
It's all Lap tonight. Okay.
Oh yeah,
you guys are here for a while.
Oh, okay.
Threw that one down. Copeland
Easy.
Rising above the pack. Everything but the finish.
I'll tell you what, Cudner Copeland, he's a real crowd pleaser. I can tell you.
Got some savvy to his game, that's for sure. Probably drive Lap crazy as a coach, right?
Racing.
Stevenson connects on that at three. He's 3 of 4 from three. He has 13 points to lead all scorers.
I had him at the NCAA tournament last year when he was at McNeese State, when he was playing for Will Wade.
Definitely a little bit more freedom now, I'm sure.
Push inside.
Talented, though.
Rare whistle. But let's go back to that athletic feat, even though he wasn't able to finish.
Yeah, Castro right there. Watch your head.
Yeah.
So athletic. Again, had a great career at GW. And he had some opportunities to move on, and he's just, hey, he was loving what was going on in Washington, D.C. He is talented. He's long, too.
I can't believe it's the same kid that I saw at Providence, average like 3 points a game. I'm serious.
This goes to show you, man, sometimes.
You mature, you get older, you get change of scenery. Never know.
15 points and 9 boards a game at GW, all a 10-second team. Daniels acceleration, low pass behind the back. There it is, the highlight for Castro.
He's a crowd pleaser.
Yes, he is. Makes the right plays, though.
He does. He drives me nuts, but he does make the right plays.
You want to see the pass. He hopefully likes the no look. Add a little spice to it. Again, a no look to the opposite wing. Say what? Elijah Jones.
Oh, my goodness.
That was up there.
They heard that in Gary, Indiana.
Wow. Don't do it.
The response flushed by Nelson.
It wasn't like the other one.
Oh, man. Better play some defense to this game.
Oh, here he goes.
Back and track. Oh, look at this guy.
Got the handles.
Like Curly Neal out there. Look at another pass.
Like a mixtape tour.
It looks like.
Daniels hunts a 3. A rare miss.
Who's Thornton?
He lobs, and it's thrown down by Corey Stevenson.
Let's see what these guys do. No. Oh, he got
it. Another great pass, man. This guy here.
He led the ACC in assists.
A lot of tricks up his sleeve.
We've gotten to the playground phase of the first half.
Getting up and down.
Spinning and winning.
Jones, Elijah Jones. I'll give the credit to Florida State and Luke Louds. They made a significant improvement at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And they were something to be dealt with in the ACC, and they almost got Duke in the ACC tournament. Like he's a very good coach. That program, look for some big things to happen in Florida State.
Yeah, I think they started out the year like 0-5.
Yeah, no, I had him at Dayton. Dayton blew him out. I was like, man, it's going to be a tough year. And all of a sudden, you start watching, they start winning games, putting it together. Had some older kids, and sometimes it takes some time to gel.
Well, Suter had the opposite start to the year. His team started 31-0.
Yeah, that's the
one thing to show about this guy, Suter. He got way more handles than Wally Zerbiak, that's for sure. Wally's a catch-and-shoot guy.
Wally enjoyed it. You guys in the studio all year long. We have more Reese's in the vicinity of Seawalk.
They're filling us up over here.
He had the nerve to mention at the beginning of the game he didn't have chocolate in front of him. Since then, it's been a lava flow of chocolate. They can bounce. The handles of Copeland. Daniels for 3. Can't pay it off. Yeah, he's a showman.
They're not going home for the last shot?
No, come on.
It ain't that type of game, Lap.
That type of game.
Bennett lays it in. Not holding for one here, of course. Pushing the back, but Jones undeterred. Can we get a half-court heave? Full-court heave, Bennett. Didn't get it off in time. And that does it for the first 20. Stevenson with 15 to lead the East. Castro with 14 to lead the West. It is the West with a 58-49 lead after 20.
Yeah, it was kind of what we thought. Not a whole lot of defense. A lot of dunks, though.
A lot of excitement, too. All right, let's go to Ashley with Phil Martelli Jr.
Coach, you guys have the lead going into the half. I mean, how fun is it coaching a different group of guys than you're used to coaching all year long?
Yeah, I love them. They're super competitive. Like, they're into it. Like, that's fun, you know. And I told them, you know, we want them to go hoop, have fun. It's their last college game, right? Like, go enjoy it, but let's go try to win.
On that same note, I mean, these guys are all seniors. This is the last hoorah, if you will. How big of a deal is it for these guys?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, you get to play in an arena like this, on a stage like this. You know, not a lot of people get that opportunity.
Thanks, Coach. Enjoy.
Appreciate you.
Phil Martelli Jr., the coach of VCU, leading the West. They have the lead. Score at the half, 58-49. We'll be back for the Reese's Big Cup Halftime Challenge right after these messages. We're watching the Reese's College All-Star Game on CBS Sports Network.
to Indianapolis and the Reese's College All-Star Game. Well, look, it's the moment you've all been waiting for, the Reese's Big Cup Halftime Challenge. And to get us started, let's send it over to Mark Sherman, today's halftime host.
Oh, thank you for that, Ashley. Yeah, we have got 4 contestants ready to go for their big moment. This is the Reese's Big Cup Challenge, and it's not just the 5 of us here. It's everybody out here as well, am I right? At Lucas Oil Stadium, ready to go for a fantastic weekend, starting with the Reese's College All-Star Game. All right, boys, I'm going to have y'all go to your spots. On this side, we got Logan with MJ Collins Jr. On this side, we got Jackson with Corey Camper Jr. Go to your spots, boys. Here's how it's going to work. In the first round, the preliminary round, our 4 shooters, 2 All-Stars and 2 fans, are going to shoot at the same time for 30 seconds. Whichever team makes the most combined 3-pointers in 30 seconds, that fan, Cuppy, will then have 30 seconds on their own to make 3 3-point shots for a massive Big Cup Reese's prize pack. And of course, no matter what happens, everything happens for a Reese's. All right, everybody, our 4 guys, are we ready to go? Yes, we are. Fans, are we ready at Lucas Oil? All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, shoot. We're counting all 4 player shots here in the prelims. We got 1 on each side. Oh, we're starting to drain over here. I'd love to see it. We're starting to drain on both sides of the court. Let's go. MJ and Logan, Corey and Jackson. We're looking at 5-5. There's another one for 6-5. We got 5 seconds to go. It is 6-6. It's 7-6, taking the lead at the end. And that is time. That is time, boys. And it does look like... Oh, Jackson. Jackson, where are you at? You won. You won. Let's go. All right. All right, hey, Jackson, how's it feel?
It feels amazing.
Was it cool to be out there with the All-Star?
It's been awesome. Yep.
How many did you make individually, you know?
I just grabbed the next ball. I didn't look.
He just kept grabbing and
3 or 4 maybe. 3 or 4.
Did I go to the wrong guy? What's your name?
Jackson.
That's what I thought. Did Jackson win or did Logan win?
Jackson won. Right?
Well, wait a second.
This is...
Oh my gosh, this is awkward. Jackson, I'm so sorry. Hey, Logan, where you at? Logan, listen, man. I was looking at the wrong side. I was all mixed up. I'm so sorry, Jackson. Logan, you won.
I did win, I guess, yeah.
You're like, yeah, how many did you make?
I didn't shoot very good, I'm not going to lie.
Well, you know what? You had your All-Star, though. You guys made 8 together, and now you're on your own. How do you feel about that?
A little nervous, but I think I can get her done.
Dude, I feel good, even though you made a couple. But I'm ready for you, brother. I'm ready for you on your own. Let's go right over here. Yes, come on. Come on. Now, look, 30 seconds, 3 on your own for the Big Cup Reese's prize pack. Let's go.
I want that. Let's go.
Let's go in 3, 2, 1, shoot. Come on, Logan. Come on, Logan. Lucas, give it up for Logan. Come on, baby.
Right behind you. Watch your back.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, come on. You are right there. You are right on the rim. You got 15 seconds left. You are so close every single shot. Yes, there's one. Come on, you got 2 more shots. 2 more shots. Oh, and the finish. Oh, my goodness, Logan. Logan, give it up for Logan, everybody. You hit 2 out of 3. We're going to give you a little something. Thanks for being here, buddy. Wow, that is the Big Cup Challenge here at the Reese's All-Star Game.
Congrats again to our winner. And look, coming up after the break, we will send you to our studio, and then we'll be back with the second half of the Reese's College All-Star Game from right here in Indianapolis.
Welcome outside of the men's Final Four tip-off tailgate in Indianapolis. Halftime of the Reese's College All-Star Game. Brent Stover joined by Wally Zerbiak and Ice Young. Today an All-Star Game. Tomorrow the Final Four tipping off at 6:09. 3-seed Illinois, 2-seed UConn. The Huskies seeking their 3rd championship in 4 seasons. What are you expecting in this one, Wally?
Well, the fact that UConn tracked down Duke and they didn't play well is impressive, and it just goes to show you how important experience is in these big games in the NCAA tournament. This Illinois team is very talented, #1 offense in the country, but they are young. They are a little inexperienced. That shot, the shot heard around the world. Braylon Mullins hasn't played great in the NCAA tournament so far. That might unlock him. Watch out for the UConn Huskies finding their stride.
Yeah, and Mullins is playing at home. You know the power of playing at home in a familiar place where your people are in the stands. I'm expecting a good game from him. I also think, Wally, the three-point shooting for UConn, so important. With the way that the Fighting Illini defend inside, it's going to be important that UConn can generate good percentage looks from three to open up that paint. Something they haven't done well, 5 of 23 versus Duke, but still got the win, like you said. So they're feeling confident coming into this one.
Okay, as for game 2, a battle of 1 seeds. Michigan faces off with Arizona. Wally, how excited are you for this showdown?
I mean, this is a matchup of two titanic Titan teams. Just really strong down low, and some of the best positional players at each individual position on a college basketball floor, along with outstanding benches. So this matchup is going to be so tight, in my opinion. And the beauty of it is, if you want to win in a high level of a college basketball game, each player has to play well. And I think whoever plays well individually in the matchups is going to get this win.
1,000%. It's the freshman for me for Arizona that I have my eye on. Can Koa Pete and Braden Burries continue to be what they have been for the Wildcats in the NCAA tournament?
The national semifinals. What is better than downtown Indianapolis?
It's the spot.
Beautiful out here.
Here we go.
I'm taking French chocolate.
Back out to the guys.
Size of this thing, 2 pounds.
Welcome back to the Reese's College All-Star Game. They're in downtown Indianapolis, where the West leads the East 58-49. Getting ready to start half 2. Our first half, we checked all the boxes. We had great, excellent plays. Reese's peanut butter cups. Guys, we've even had a Steve Harvey Miss Universe situation at halftime in this game. What else could you ask for? Well, Steve Rafael Castro has been a standout.
He certainly has, and he had a terrific year at George Washington. If he doesn't get hurt, I mean, I'm sure he has an even more spectacular season. Going up for that lob, he got 14 points and 6 rebounds. He's getting ready to showing his versatility and running the floor and his length and athleticism. This kid has a special future ahead of him.
Our first half stats are brought to you by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty well-played half for the most part. I mean, guys are scoring. Wasn't a whole lot of defense. Three-point shooting wasn't very good. How about the points in the paint for the West team? 46-24. We saw some spectacular dunks.
Everybody from the West has scored. Ashley is with Rafael Castro.
Listen, you guys mentioned the man himself. You're doing a little bit of everything out there. 14 points, 6 rebounds. What was the mindset coming into a game like this where it's fun, but you still want to win?
Yeah, definitely. My mindset is just compete. You know, go out there, do what I can, just be that energy guy for my team. And I think our group's doing a great job of sharing the ball, so just finishing those little plays.
Obviously, as a senior, you want to put on a show because it's the last time you can play in a setting like this. Was that something in the back of your mind coming into today?
Yeah, definitely. And I try to motivate the group with that same message, you know, kind of just coming here together for our last game, you know, just go out here and win. At the end of the day, we all came from different parts of the country, and we came out here to win.
All right, well, have some fun.
Thank you.
And Ashley, that is fitting. You look at the average win totals that these guys are coming from the programs. We're in the mid-20s when you talk about the average amount of wins from the programs of these guys. So they know how to win, and they don't handle losing, even in an all-star game environment.
That's a great point, Chris. I mean, obviously you have the best players from good teams. So these guys won a lot of games.
Muscling inside, Jalen Washington. As the second half scoring started, he has 9 on 3 of 4 from the floor.
Yeah, he showed a lot more scoring than he showed during the year.
9 points per game this season for a 27-win Vanderbilt team. Fadeaway jumper rattles in and out from Sam Alexis out of Indiana.
Yeah, the other thing is when you have teams like this and you play with some of these guys are the #1 option on every last one of their teams mostly.
Yeah,
and
no
when
doubt.
You come here, you're playing with all-stars. It's quite different.
when you have a setting like this, do the alphas emerge themselves amongst all-stars? There comes to be one or two guys who sort of take the reins.
Well, you'd like to think that obviously the guys that are going to take over in a game like this are the guys that have a little more talent too. Like, I mean, Rafael Stevenson, for example. Rafael Castro, I'm sorry.
Castro, who's that first half standout. Harris inside scores for the West. We're up 9. Turnover on the East.
So the sprint in the floor, cross-court pass. Good job picking that up and not losing that basketball. Make sure they got a basket there.
Step back 3, Corey Camper Jr. He did that a bunch for Coach Steve Alford at Nevada.
Yeah, one of the best players in the Mountain West.
16.5 points per game. Was first team all-conference. That had a triple-double in a game this year against Liberty in the NIT. Slicing through the lane, Cleveland no, but the tip back from Mike Charles-Jumps.
He's well-traveled, right? 4 years. Dayton or something else left.
Bunch of places.
Dayton, San Francisco, Utah, and South Carolina.
He went coast to coast.
Coast to coast. Like John say, like butter and toast.
Bruce Thornton, who hasn't gotten on the scoreboard yet for the East Side, who's only the all-time leading scorer in Ohio State history. Left wing 3, Camper won't fall as the ball ricochets out of bounds and will go the other way.
No one box just coming in, sneaking in to the bottom of the restricted with the tip. He's a big guard, I'll tell you that.
He is big.
The first player from Mongolia to earn a Division I scholarship. Three-pointer off the front of the rim from Charles-Jumps. Is blocked at the rim. Out of bounds, will stay here. 2,164 points, Bruce Thornton.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't scored yet in this game. I mean, this kid, I thought, was the best scorer in the game coming in, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be missing Ohio State.
Oh, at Ohio State, he was a killer.
A killer, but all reports is an extremely nice guy, a great leader. And getting Ohio State back to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2022.
Well, you know, you want guys to be killers on the court and then off the court to be the gentlemen that they are.
Inside, R.J. Godfrey, who got the scoring started in the first half for the West. He has 7 on 3 of 3 shooting. Distance launch, that won't go from Washington. Playing here at the spot of the Final Four. The top seniors from Division I this season going head-to-head on the sport's biggest stage. Jace Harris dimes. Townsend from Yale throws it towards the rim, does hit that rim, and it ricochets to Harris, who lays it in. West gaining that separation with a 14-point lead. Inside, MJ Collins.
Wrong move, MJ Collins. Mountain West well represented in the game.
Of course, one of the big stories next year, Utah State joining a lot of schools that end with state in the new Pac-12.
Yeah, it's going to be a whole different looking Mountain West and Pac-12.
Charles-Jumps wants 3 and give them all 3 of those. So the East back within single digits. But yeah, the Mountain West over the last 5 years or so, you're talking about a conference. Multiple bids in the NCAA tournament. Of course, this year a little different. Utah State being the only team to make it. Three-pointer, that's off the mark from Townsend.
Yeah, they were looking all year like they'd have 3, and in the end they ended up beating each other up. And that's why New Mexico and San Diego State didn't go.
Cash, Bruce Thornton gets on the scoreboard.
Yeah, Bruce Thornton, obviously, with that big, strong body, he can really take it to the hole, but he is a much improved three-point shooter also.
1 of 2 all-time in the Big Ten. 2,000 points, 500 boards, 500 assists. So it's not just a great scorer. Turnover. And here come the East. Within 6, a chance to make it more. Not quite out of the reach of Collins. Numbers for the West. Drop off for Harris. Inside, chisels his way for 2. And a timeout called. Chase Harris, Cleveland product from South Alabama. 1 year in junior college, then a couple of years in the NAIA, and then shining here on this stage. Thornton on the board as well for the East, who's found themselves within 8. Y'all got to check out Cuppy's highlight tape. Cuppy can straight get baskets. West leading by 8. Time to get to our Reese's player profile. Chase Harris, the subject of our Reese's Peanut Butter Cups player profile. And Seawalk, he took the scenic route
to
Division I.
Listen, you know what? In today's climate, they have now made me believe that anything can happen. And you look at some of those schools he's gone to, and think about that young man's determination to him to get to Division I and be the player of the year in his league. That says a lot about that kid.
And, you know, as you get older, you know, you see guys that can play at a certain level when they're 18, but by the time they're 22, they could play at a different level because they've played a lot. They're physically more mature. So that's who, and we're seeing that a lot. How many mid-major guys are we seeing move up to the big level and playing well?
Division II guys going to Division I.
See that all the time, too, now.
Yeah, it's plentiful. My favorite note on Harris, you know, sometimes you can make filters, stat filters, say anything, but for Chase Harris with a whistle by midcourt, one of 2 players this year, 19 points, 4 boards, 4 assists, 53% shooting. The other, Cameron Boozer from Duke.
The Reese's College All-Star Game on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Here in Indianapolis, spot of the Final Four. West versus East, the Reese's College All-Star Game. Mention the Final Four as we highlight the UConn Huskies, who had the game of the NCAA tournament in the Elite 8 to beat Duke. But the classic Braylon Mullins buzzer beater right here to get there. A game winner. And Dan Hurley's bunch is back in the Final Four.
Yeah, you know what? I honestly have them picked to win the national championship. I think this team has a little March magic. When you survive the way you survived on that shot, I think there's something additional you have with you that is the wind behind yourselves. They got a guy inside that can make baskets in Terrace Reed. Silas Dimley obviously has to play well. You got Caravan, who's a proven winner. You have multiple guys on the team that have won a national championship. They will not shrink in this moment. And if Solo Ball can make shots, here's the thing. They beat the Duke Blue Devils, turned them over 8 times, 16 points off turnover, walked down the #1 overall seed. If they can beat them, they can beat anybody in the tournament. And I would be afraid if I shot 5, only made 5 for 23, and I beat that team, I'm telling you right now, they could beat anybody in the league, right?
I think they're going to beat Illinois. I think they'd be hard-pressed to beat either Arizona or Michigan. I just think that the way they have shot the ball has been about as bad as you can shoot it. You know, Lonzo Ball, who's a really Solo Ball, who's a really good, obviously, shooter. Last year was a tremendous shooter. Can't make a shot. Braylon Mullins made that shot, but otherwise he hasn't made a shot either.
It looks good, but it don't always go in.
Right? You know, it's just Terrace Reed has been their offense lately. You know, they got to get Demery going again. Now he was injured for a while, and he's a 40% three-point shooter during the season. They need to get him going and get something out of him. So I'm a little concerned about their perimeter play right now.
Lap, I know you saw them up close in Philly with Andrew Catalan on the call. But it's something about UConn, right? When they get past the first couple of rounds of the tournament as a turnover here on the East, like they don't get stopped once they get to the Sweet 16. It's something about that team.
No, Walk is right about that. They have a pedigree about them. There's no doubt. I mean, you know, you have a guy like Caravan who's got a chance. I mean, if he wins the national championship this year, that's the first player to win 3 during his career since John Wooden coached.
Wow.
So, I mean, we're talking about some serious. So they have pedigree, no doubt about it. But, you know, the question is, are they going to shoot the ball better than they've shot it?
Then again, waiting for them if they beat Illinois. Some monsters on the other side of the bracket with Michigan against Arizona as Peter Suter lays that one in. But we've seen Suter has 4 points. That kind of set up in the NCAA tournament a lot over the years, right? Where you have what is classified as the 2 Titans on one side of the bracket, and maybe the underdog comes from the other side of the bracket. But once you get that short turnaround in a spot in the national championship game. We've seen a lot of crazy stuff.
Well, you know, somebody asked me the other day, they said, you know, what about the idea that, you know, those two teams are going to really be physical and it's going to be a tough game, and now this other team's kind of sitting there quietly behind, you know what I mean, playing the first game, a little more rest, you know, getting ready for Monday. You never know. Hey, look, when you get to this level, anybody can win. Let's understand that.
Oh, rejection! Rafael Castro absolutely says no.
Nelson, the what?
He didn't know what hit him.
Yeah. My God. Just smacked it. Castro just walk around like it's just another day. I'm like
an Akon song. Smacked that all on the floor. Laying that one up and in, Jalen Washington.
Oh, something.
When we were kids, we'd say that guy got pancaked.
That's now been exclusively football.
Right, Speedy Gonzalez getting to the rim.
Dominique Daniels.
Roadrunner.
10 points for Daniels. He was 5th in the country in scoring this season. At 23 points per game. Step back mid-range. Bennett off front rim. Rebound volleyed. And here come the West, leading by 10. Bounce pass, but slapped away in the active hands of Trey Carroll, whose nickname is Aquaman, and you can see the look. Fits right in.
That's his nickname?
Yeah.
Wow.
His dad, Anthony Hargrave, won a Super Bowl with New Orleans, and the team he beat, unfortunately for a lot of the folks here, Indianapolis. Corner 3, Peter Suter. He doesn't lose.
Miami of Ohio stepped right into that one.
Carmel, Indiana. Travis Steele saying he was the team's Swiss Army knife this year and does everything that it takes to win. Pogo stick, Isaiah Nelson.
Isaiah Nelson was up there, let me tell you.
South Florida.
Oh, this
the tournaments. Quadir Copeland clear the runway.
Let me tell you something. He's got a flair about him. There's no doubt about it.
Now, I'm calling the game with a former Villanova head coach and a guy who put up a bunch of buckets at Villanova.
Stop it.
So now we got a guy who's a Philly guy, Quadir Copeland. So I want to know the characteristics of a Philly basketball player.
Philly guys are tough.
Yeah.
Tough players, gritty.
Or a circus layup from Isaiah Nelson.
This guy's got a whole lot. He's got to play like a New York guard.
Yeah, he's more New York, even though he's from
We got the shake, that sizzle, that spice. Quadir Copeland.
My goodness.
They should have a camera just on him.
Philly's own. Whistle on the far side before the take to the rim. Copeland got it started with a slam right here. Clear the runway. Copeland cannot just throw it down in transition. He has the 3 ball as well. But that dunk, a highlight here in Indy. They're watching the Reese's College All-Star Game. Tomorrow, 3 Eastern, get some men's college lacrosse action. Navy battles Holy Cross right here on CBS Sports Network. Moment of the tournament, you go back to the first round. VCU, 11 seed. They were down 19 points in the second half against North Carolina. No problem. Terrence Hill Jr. Guy was a treat to watch all year long. Career high 34 points. He had 23 in the second half. VCU's first March Madness win since 2016. Their head coach, Phil Martelli Jr. He's leading the West here in the Reese's College All-Star Game. Coach, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. Now,
fellas, it's great to be with you. This is, I saw you guys all year. This is very familiar.
I was going to say, Steve Lapis, I think, called about 30 of your games this year.
Hey, Martelli, don't let him take credit. He said he gave you some coaching strategies. He did so many of your games.
He did. I talked to him more than I talked to my dad.
And Phil, obviously that was an unbelievable comeback against North Carolina. What was it that your guys had in them to be able to do something like that?
We had a really resilient group all year. And Coach, like you know, you and Chris both know, like you try whatever you can to try and instill that in your group, but there's not really you can't just manufacture it. And this group had it for some reason. And ironically, MJ Collins has the ball. We were down 17 against Utah State in the second game of the year. It came all the way back, tied the game. And, you know, second game of the year with a bunch of new guys, new team, new staff, it's real easy to just start blaming and just go in the tank in a game like that. And they didn't. And then from there, we just kind of kept riding that and found our rhythm.
Coach, talk about following some of the great coaches. Obviously, you follow Coach Odom and that legacy at VCU and having to live up to that. You guys started off a little bit, I don't want to say struggle, but started off a little bit tough. And then you ended the season on an unbelievable run in beating North Carolina. What's that pressure like in Richmond?
Yeah, I mean, it's pressure, but it's welcome pressure. You know, like I tell our guys, you know, every group I've had and told them this group last summer, like, we're not playing to have people come to us this time of year and say, hey, that was a good year, right? Like, they mean well, but that stings. When you hear that, that stings because you know there was more out there. We want to have years like this where they can come and they say, man, that was a great year. And that's what we're always looking for. So you welcome that pressure because VCU is about greatness. They are great in everything that they do. The medical center, the hospital, the children's hospital, everything is great. And we want our men's basketball program to be great.
Now to change gears, what are the challenges this time of year for you, Coach, in terms of keeping guys and the portal and all that thing?
Yeah, I've been telling everybody last week was probably my most stressful, most tiring week in however many months, and we didn't play a game. It was meeting with guys, meeting with their agents, meeting with their families, follow-up calls, all these things. But we're lucky. We're very well resourced. Our guys want to be there. They're treated really well. We do everything like a Power 4 program does. So, you know, for our guys, there's not really a whole lot they need to chase. You know, they get taken care of very well. So, and we have a fun way to play, and we develop guys, and they compete, and you know, they want to be part of that.
Phil Martelli Jr., VCU head coach. We appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Well,
got to pay a lot more if you want him to come over there, Coach.
I mean, I know he put a couple of those wins on his career record. So.
You guys, quite the chemistry at a certain point.
I need a couple.
You got so many of those games, but creating great games for us to watch here on CBS Sports Network all year long. Meanwhile, the West has ballooned this game. They have their largest lead. Phil Martelli Jr., it's just great coaching. Talking to us, his team builds the lead up to 20 points.
He's got the
largest lead of the game.
He's got the magic touch.
And 70 of the 91 points have come in the paint. MJ Collins is Martelli Jr. mentioned from Utah State, lays it in there to cut it to 18. He has 11. Yeah, VCU. It's just one of the premier jobs in the country. Coach after coach leads them to the tournament year after year. Phil Martelli Jr., just the latest. East versus West in the Reese's College All-Star Game. It's the West leading. You're watching the Reese's College All-Star Game on CBS Sports Network. Maybe there is something to be said for the different backdrop in the big stadium environment. Three-point shooting for an all-star game, a little south. But the West, they're shooting 60% in this game. They built up an 18-point lead. Here at the spot of the Final Four, Lucas Oil Stadium, Arizona, Michigan will be the second game on Saturday as we look at the case for Arizona. You got three freshmen at the top of the ledger when it comes to scoring, but it's a deep team, a big team.
Yeah, I mean, to have three freshmen as your three leading scorers and be in the Final Four, that is an amazing accomplishment. But they also have a tremendous shot blocker in the middle in Krivas, who's an experienced guy. They have, you know, Tobe Awaka. I'll tell you, when I was reading a story about him today, that he had no scholarship offers initially. I can't believe that, because if there's a beast in college basketball, it's him coming off the bench. And Delorso's had some big games coming off the bench. So 4 of their top 8 are freshmen. I think that's the issue. How are they going to respond, you know, in a close game, in a tough situation? But this team is really talented, and them in Michigan really had the 2 best years of the entire college basketball this year. So they certainly deserve to be here, and I think it's going to be a heck of a game.
Now, listen, I think it's going to be tough. I mean, Michigan's a very good team. You have Adama inside who can plug the middle along with Morez Johnson Jr. But what they do extremely well, and very few have been able to stop them to do, is dominate the paint. If they dominate the paint, we saw a couple of shots there with Cole Pete, and the way he had 30 points the last game, the way he's come out, he can establish the middle along with Krivas, and they can get up and down the floor. Braden Burr's one of my favorite players. I really think he's good. And in clutch situations, Jaden Bradley steps up. I believe it's going to be a close game. There's going to be no more blowouts in this Final Four. In a close game, the question is, Lap, can Jaden Bradley get it done for them? That's the thing against a Michigan defense, because he's the guy that's had to carry the load thus far this year.
Yeah, I mean, he was the player of the year in the Big 12. He hasn't played as well in the NCAA tournament. He probably hasn't had to, though, really, when you think about it. But, this team scored 109 points in the NCAA tournament, only made 5 threes. That's like, how hard is that
an SEC team?
That's unbelievable. Yeah. Now, it wasn't against, like, a MEAC or something.
That's a great job.
Exactly. It was unbelievable.
Sam Alexis.
They can score, like you said, in the paint.
Lap with the throwdown. Sam Alexis is the West lead now at 16 points. We want to get to one more note about Arizona. We'll get to a bit later. But look at this. You have the servings of miniature cups in a party pack 39. West made field goals has eclipsed it. So we are safe. West made field goals have at least eclipsed that mark. I don't know if the East is going to get there. Got some work to do. Light work for Corey Camper Jr. inside. All right, so the point I wanted to make about Arizona, it's been so long since a team out west has won a championship.
1997.
Exactly, Arizona. You're going back to that. So what would it mean to have Arizona get it done?
Not only Pacific, but Mountain Time also. So nobody, basically West
of the Mississippi. What are the really schools that could really have a chance to win it out there?
Well,
That's the other thing.
Pac-12's UCLA, you know what I mean?
Arizona,
Gonzaga,
Kansas.
Or I don't know.
We're not counting Kansas.
Kansas doesn't count.
Kansas doesn't count.
Yeah.
Well, then, if you take Kansas out, you're right. Gonzaga,
UCLA, Oregon, the teams in the Washington, teams in the old Pac-12, were most of the teams that would be in that situation, and Gonzaga. But, the other thing is I think it's even a crazier thing that no one in the Big Ten has won it in 25 years. 1990, 2000.
Michigan State.
I mean, that is even crazier, because think of how many NCAA tournament bids the Big Ten has had in that last 26 years. Oh, that's incredible.
Hundreds.
Not lying.
Not lying.
Nick Townsend
too many. To win the NCAA tournament. How about that?
And now they got 2 here. I think if they're going to do it, this is the year they got to do it.
They got a great team in Michigan who's been, as you said, the highlight all year long, the alley-oop off the mark, and then Illinois who's made the run here too. So here's a chance for a highlight. Collins not quite, as the ball flutters out of bounds and goes the other way.
This goes to show you, man, how hard it is to win a national championship. Talking about the Big Ten and the Pac-12 have not won a championship in that long. Yeah. That is insane.
It's hard to do, there's no doubt.
Well, these guys know it. Well, the West at least having success in the Reese's College All-Star game. I've had the championship success at the Final Four in a while. It's a flick towards the rim from Chase Harris.
I'll give it to these guys. They've been competitive.
Yeah.
You get a little up and down, a little dunk city.
A little jackhammer from Corey Stevenson.
He's had a heck of a game.
Meeting at the summit. And out of bounds will stay here. How about the smile there from Jalen Washington? There's that jackhammer.
Get out of the way. That's smart.
Huh. That's a pretty good extension there.
Jay Godfrey said, I'm going to get out of the way. I'm not going to take this one on the chin.
Daniels off the inbounds. Bullseye gives a little flutter to the sideline there.
Why would you want to get posterized in an All-Star game?
Come on. You can if you just stop playing defense. That'll find you.
You're not getting the rotation from the weak side.
It'll find you very quickly.
The help defense isn't there. As Castro, who has been impressive today. Stumbles as he gets back down the court. Gets back up in perfect position for help defense.
Yeah, he was ready.
For the West, all 10 players between 7 and 18 points. that balance. Again, everybody from the West has found the scoring column in this game. Everybody has at least 7.
I got to give the West credit. They don't have a foul.
Keep it moving. Nelson for 3.
I thought I saw a lap over there sneaking over there to the West side.
That's his favorite stat. Looking at the total fouls.
Everybody's looking at the analytics lap saying, what kind of fouls they got? How much do they foul?
Jones steps in. Second chance, and Jones with the left hand.
I tell you, man, you don't play defense. You're buying yourself. They'll be signing your name or signing their name on something with your face on it.
29 assists now for the West.
That's what he can.
Oh, he definitely can.
Bruce Thornton.
What a career.
Incredible. 3 times.
There he is.
Hobson, right? Was it Dave? Was it? Look at this guy.
Stop. Stop in the middle of the lane.
Like, saw it open up. Nah, not quite. Let's get rid of it.
That look like it's even these irritating now. You know, he stopped in the middle of the lane. I never saw
Daniels, look at that. Doing what he does from the corner pocket. There you go, Lap. Give me a little of that little flutter right there. Going back.
Coming up next, our college hoops experts bring you tournament updates, review the Final Four NCAA March Madness bracket breakdown. It's right here on CBS Sports Network. Chris Lewis, Steve Lapis, Chris Walker here in Indy. 106.
Good game.
85. West leading the East. The Reese's College All-Star Game. All right, we run down the other 3. Let's go to the 4th in Michigan.
Listen, Lap will probably concur. This is the most dominant team in the field. Jackson Lindenborg, I mean, I'm just flabbergasted at the guy who comes from UAB and has dominated the way he's dominated in the NCAA tournament. He certainly upped his game to another level. Dusty May can't talk enough about the job that he has done assembling this roster from the portal, but you still have to coach them. And they've dominated. They, from the point of attack to the basket with a Damara, these guys can do it all. And possibly, I don't know what Lap's going to say, possibly could be unbeatable in the next 2 games.
Well, here's what I'm going to tell you.
Uh-oh, here we go.
They are so good defensively, they don't have to play their best on offense to win. They just don't.
Yeah.
Because of they're so good defensively. And we've seen teams like this, and fans, they get out of their mind. They don't even know what I'm saying, some of them, what they've said on Twitter. What I'm saying, I've seen San Diego State, for example, who's been great defensively, win games when they shot under 40%. That's all I'm saying, that this Michigan team can win if they don't shoot well because they are that good defensively.
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
They're over 40% from 3 in the tournament, and yeah, again, you could say that maybe their shooting is improved, maybe they're due for a cold stretch, but you said their defense is what carries them. You saw them up close and personal in Chicago. You sometimes get a different feel when you see them up close. What caught your eye there?
How physical they are. Like, not just, and I'm not just talking about Lindenborg, but I'm talking about Nemari Burnett. I'm talking about McKinney. I'm talking about Gale. I mean, and Lindenborg, obviously, and Morris Johnson. They are a very physical team from a body standpoint, which is one of the reasons why they're so good defensively, because they can stand up to you physically if you're very strong. I think that they're the best team. If you ask me, that's who I think.
Well, here's the thing. The best team doesn't always win, right?
No.
Right? And we talked about in 85 with Georgetown and Villanova.
Yeah,
clearly Georgetown was the best team.
We shot 79, but the difference was we had to play out of our minds to win that game, and we did.
Right, but I'm saying
we shot 79%.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is unbelievable. Yeah, like Houston and NC State back in the day with Lorenzo Charles and Derek Wittenberg. Those guys played unbelievable. My only point is I think both these games will be super close, and that's why I'm saying it's going to come down to me. It always comes down to who shoots the ball the best. I don't know if defense will win it all the time, but it may.
Suter was out of bounds, leads to a stoppage, 1:59 left. All right, so we've run down the profile of the 4 teams, so we have to get our championship predictions. I mean, you guys said it, the best team is Michigan, so that's where I'm rolling.
Well,
that where you're rolling also?
Yeah, I got Michigan.
Yeah. I definitely have Michigan. There's no doubt about it.
Yo, I'm gonna figure out where this old picture came from.
How old is that?
I mean, come on, come on. I got to get on the producer. I ain't look like that in 20 years. I got a beard and everything. What is going on here?
Me neither, by the way.
His hair a little darker than I'm used to seeing.
Cuppy's the only one that looks like he normally looks.
That looks like
come on, what is going on?
That looks like when I was coaching. Man. I mean, that's like a whole picture.
All right, Ashley Nicole Moss looking great as usual, but they had an older picture of me. I luckily had an early view of the graphic. I actually sent them a newer picture.
I wish I had already.
Well, you're also a lot younger, especially than Walker.
Oh, wow.
You're a lot younger than Walker.
Wow. I'm picking, man. Hey, listen, I picked UConn. I think they're going to win it. I think again, everybody's going to pick. They're going to say the national championship game. That's Lap's favorite player.
My God.
The national championship game will be the second game. I just believe that the NCAA tournament again, Michigan is dominant. I just believe that Danny Hurley will find a way after walking down Duke. And Duke did beat Michigan. Let's keep that in mind. I just believe that a team that can do that, moving with that type of momentum, is going to win the championship.
Castro tried to thunder it back.
Let me tell you something else. They better make some shots.
And Michigan better make shots. I think Michigan's got to make shots.
I think Michigan.
Because Arizona, they got to get to the championship first.
I think Michigan can win if they don't make shots. That's different.
Yeah, you're right. I got you.
I got one more bracket prediction to give out here. My mom, she had Michigan at the beginning.
Right.
I'll give her a shout out. It's her birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday, Mom.
Birthday to Mrs. Lewis.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. We'll keep him in line. We'll keep him in line, Miss Lewis. I've met your mom before a few times.
Very good. Yeah, absolutely. For games in the Philly area. Amazingly turning 25 years old again.
Oh, wow.
To the windmill. Not quite, Will. Nelson.
That wasn't dunk 84. He got 83.
Just the elevator did not reach the top floor.
He stripped Lap's favorite player, and then he had a chance to strip
him. I thought he was going to get teed.
As they say in TV, to tag it, and he couldn't tag it.
Were they going to hold for the last one? Find that hard.
I don't think so.
Yeah, he didn't need it. Like you say, Lap, it was his room was on the 10th floor. He only got to the 9th.
Suter, no on a 3, the Miami, Ohio product. I see on the backcourt. How about that for some punctuation? Lajay Jones, who's had a couple of thunderous dunks. 6 players in double figures for the West. Everybody on the West at least 7 points. And that does it for the Reese's College All-Star Game in Indy. The West, a dominant second half to pull away from the East. 110-93, the final. Phil Martelli Jr.'s team reigns supreme in Indy. Hey, fellas, we had some fun moments, some acrobatic highlights.
Where's ACP 10? Oh, no, we'll find out.
It's been a fun one.
I saw those pictures. I'll let you.
110-93 is the final. We'll come back with interviews from both sides of it as the West gets it done. 110-93. West beats the East in the Reese's College All-Star Game, 110-93. And Ashley standing by with the MVPs.
Yeah, guys, I got both MVPs and I got both teams. I got a lot of excitement, a lot of swag out here. But I'm going to start with the man of the hour. We interviewed you twice in this game. That means you're doing something right. How do you feel about your performance tonight?
I feel great. I feel like it was a team effort. My teammates, they shared the ball, and I just completed the plays.
You mentioned to me going into the half that you wanted to come out here and have fun, but you also wanted to put on and show out a little bit. You did that, 18 points, 9 rebounds. What is it about your game that's so versatile?
I just say, playing hard, and like you said, being versatile, being able to guard 1 through 5, defensively and offensively, just being a high motor guy, high energy guy.
All right, well, I'm going to take things now to South Florida, putting on for FIU. Let's talk about your game. A 22-piece, you're doing it all offensively. What is it about your game that makes you so dominant when it comes to scoring?
I don't know. I just go hard, man. Try to get to my spots, man. That's all I can say.
Let's talk about FIU a little bit. I think sometimes a team goes a little bit under the radar. The program goes under the radar. But what can you tell everybody watching right now? about the type of talent that FIU has?
Man, we hooping over there too, man. We hooping over there at FIU, man. We just like everybody else.
All right, well, congratulations to both of you. Congratulations to all these guys behind me. And Chris, I'm going to throw it back to you.
Oh, that's wonderful. MVPs each side. Castro, 18 points, 9 boards. Stevenson had 22 points on 4 of 6 from three-point range, 110-93. It is the West that is the winners over the East. In a game that had everything that you'd expect in an all-star game, except a bunch more Reese's than a typical game.
Yeah, good for these kids. They had a good time. We saw a lot of really spectacular athletic plays. It's kind of what you want to see in this kind of an all-star game.
It's just a good, fun way to end the season for us. These kids are going to play their last college game. It's great that it takes place at the Final Four where the fans can watch. And shout out to Reese's for doing a great job of supporting it every year.
Tremendous. Great job. Pleasure to work with you both as well. It's a final 110-93. West beats the East. Steve Lapis, Chris Walker, Ashley Nicole Moss. Our producer, Brian Sealing, director, Brian Jagoda. I'm Chris Lewis. It's been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Go to our studio crew, March Madness Breakdown.